Chapter 297, Prodigies Battle. Reverie. Editor Linghan naturally did not answer, and since he did not so much as lift a finger, Lu Yutong and the others would naturally not offer Cheng Fei-jun any face either. They merely straightened their backs as well, remaining seated in calm composure. Hey, Master Cheng has spoken in person, and you lot dare remain seated, refusing to give him face? Someone at the side sneered coldly, his tone dripping with obvious bootlicking toward Cheng Fei-jun. Must I give him face? Zhu Wuju immediately replied. He naturally knew of the feud between Cheng Fei-jun and Ling Han, and at once shot a glare over. Excellent. So you not only disrespect Master Cheng, but even humiliate him in public. Looks like you're dead for sure. That man swept his gaze across each of their faces. When he saw Lu Yutong and Li Xichan's surpassing beauty, he was struck breathless, his eyes involuntarily tightening. Shut your filthy mouth. Beside him, another person swung a heavy slap across his face. You idiot, do you even know who he is? Ling Han, the one who just advanced and became an Earth-grade alchemist. If you want to die, then die by yourself. Don't drag us in. Pooh, that fellow instantly spat out a mouthful, and his complexion turned deathly pale in a heartbeat. He and Cheng Fei-jun were complete strangers. In truth, he had wanted to become acquainted with Cheng Fei-jun, but the other party might not even spare him a glance. Was that not precisely why he seized this chance to stir trouble, licking Cheng Fei-jun's boots to forge a connection? Wonderful. This bootlick not only failed, he had instead offended an Earth-grade alchemist. Was that not courting death? Ling, Master Ling, I had eyes but could not see Mount Tai. Please forgive me. He hurriedly pleaded in a trembling voice. Ling Han merely waved his hands dismissively, for he naturally could not be bothered to care about a nobody like that. That man seemed as though he had received a grand amnesty. He hurriedly nodded toward Ling Han, yet did not dare remain there any longer. After sitting for only a short while, he rose and left, afraid Ling Han might suddenly make him pay for his earlier rudeness. Everyone, today's gathering will chiefly be tea tasting and discussion of martial arts. Tea and harmony take precedence. As for sparring, stop once meaning is conveyed, Cheng Fei-jun said with a smile, then produced a pill bottle and displayed it to all sides. This is a Restore Heart pill, which will be awarded to the one who takes first place today. Even a Restore Heart pill had been brought out, who would not go all out. Ha ha ha! This humble one is Hong Fei of the Rock Country. I am most adept at fist techniques. Who wishes to spar with me? A tall, sturdy youth leapt out first. Within the sunshade area, a broad space was immediately cleared for battle. You're fit to use fists? A lanky youth strode out, cold air surging around him in a shocking chill. Daring to show off fist techniques before me, Lian Shuju, the only road you have left is death. Humph. Are you the only one in this world who can use fists? Hong Fei replied indifferently, naturally refusing to yield. When I become the world's number one, then certainly I will be the only one fit to use fists, and others will not be allowed to tarnish fist techniques. Lian Shuju said fiercely, What an arrogant fellow! He actually said he would become the world's number one. Lian Shuju? Huh. Could it be that Lian Shuju from the Fire Country? You've heard of him? This man is known as a fist maniac. It's rumored he knows only a single fist style, the most common Black Tiger Tear's heart, and he has cultivated it for dozens of years. Are you joking? Only cultivating Black Tiger Tear's heart? That can't even be counted as a yellow grade technique. It's certainly true, but it's rumored this person is number one among the younger generation in the Fire Country, having defeated all of Fire Country's elites. Even the current Fire Emperor has praised him endlessly and bestowed upon him the title Fist Marquis. He's truly that strong? Everyone cried out in alarm. To be able to be recognized and praised by the Fire Emperor, and even be granted the title of Marquis, Lian Shuju's strength should be far from ordinary. Hong Fei naturally heard it, and a trace of fear rose within him. Though he was formidable among the younger generation, he had no qualifications to draw the Rock Emperor's attention, let alone receive some title of Marquis or Count. You're not fit to use fists. Lian Shuju had already launched his attack, a plain Black Tiger Tear's heart that followed the orthodox form, yet it carried a vast and heavy wave of qi, as though a grandmaster of fist arts had appeared to perform it. ping? Though Hong Fei unleashed his ultimate technique, he was absolutely no match for that punch and was instantly blasted flying, collapsing to the side and coughing out blood. Truly formidable. Hong Fei was at the 5th layer of the gushing spring tier, yet he could not even block a single fist. Lian Shuzhu was indeed powerful, living up to the Fire Emperor's evaluation. Brother Lian is strong as expected. This humble one wishes to consult you. At once, another person sprang onto the field. This was a young man of 23 or 24. His build was slender, and at his waist hung a long saber that emitted a strikingly keen presence. Lian Shuzhu's eyes brightened, and he said, "Since you do not use fists, I can spar with you." So this fellow truly was a fist maniac. If others used fists, he would simply send them flying. But those who did not use fists could trade blows with him for a time. "This humble one is Hua Gao Yi, also from the Fire Country," the saber wielder said proudly. Everyone involuntarily murmured an "oh." So he too was from the Fire Country. No wonder he jumped out to spar with Lian Shuzhu. Now that the martial artists of the 9 countries were discussing martial arts, who would wish to see their own countrymen be defeated? There was no glory in that, right? "Please, please." Lian Shuzhu and Hua Gao Yi immediately engaged in a fierce battle. Fist chi and saber chi collided, and the fight had already reached a climax from the very start. As expected, Lian Shuzhu only used Black Tiger Tear's heart back and forth, yet he wielded it with great charm and grace. Every punch carried a different intent, and its might was shocking. "Interesting." Ling Han revealed a faint smile. "What's interesting about it?" Lu Yutong and the others asked in succession. Even Guang Yuan was no exception, for he too could not see what aspect was interesting. Ling Han laughed, pointed at Lian Shuzhu, and said, "He likely cultivates an unusual art that can raise battle prowess. Its side effect is that he can no longer cultivate other skills, as they would conflict with that art. Thus, he uses Black Tiger Tear's heart back and forth, yet its intent changes constantly, and it is extremely miraculous." There's such an art? Everyone was baffled. In this vast world, there are naturally all sorts of rare and peculiar arts. Moreover, this person's expertise lies in a single punch. It just so happens to remedy the weakness of being unable to cultivate other skills. Sometimes simplicity does not mean mediocrity, Ling Han said leisurely. Just like Mo Gao, who was also utterly focused on cultivating the sword and had absolutely not cultivated any sword skills, yet had almost realized sword heart. Simplicity never represented mediocrity. The young man before their eyes had taken a different path to reach the same end, but he was still very far from sensing fist heart. He had only just set foot upon this road. Ken Yi's eyes blazed with fighting spirit as he said, "In a bit, I want to challenge that Hua Gao Yi." He too was a saber user, and seeing Hua Gao Yi's splendid saber techniques, he could not help feeling an itch in his heart, wanting only to fight. Ling Han watched a while longer and said, "You will have a chance. Hua Gao Yi's strength is not below Lian Shuzhu's, and this battle will probably end in a draw." He also clicked his tongue in wonder. Prodigies were appearing frequently among this generation's youngsters, leaving him somewhat surprised. Translator, Reverator. Kurisu, Lian Shuzhu, and Hua Gao Yi fought with all their might, their struggle fierce as a tempest. The two stood at opposite poles. One was a master of fist intent, trading only a single punch back and forth, while the other's saber arts were resplendent beyond measure, transformations without end. Who could say how many saber methods he had studied? One was utterly simple, one bewilderingly varied, yet each could drive battle strength far beyond one's own realm. They were both at the 9th layer of the gushing spring tier. Though their battle might had not reached the exaggerated heights of the spiritual ocean tier, it was at least 15 stars. Ordinarily, it was already decent if one's battle strength surpassed one's realm by 2 stars. 3 to 4 stars could be called genius, while 5 to 6 stars was unquestionably super genius. In Ling Han's former life, geniuses who exceeded 5 stars were rather rare, and only freaks like Sword Emperor and Heaven Phoenix Divine Maiden could exceed 10 stars. Yet in this life, Ling Han had already seen several geniuses who exceeded 5 stars. There still hadn't been anyone with 10 stars, but that was limited to the 9 nations of the desolate north. Who knew how many geniuses yet remained in the northern region, which was also the weakest area in martial arts. No, there was a freak who exceeded 10 stars won. Who knew? He had forgotten the little girl. Since she always clung to his side, he had unconsciously forgotten her. After battling for around 10 minutes, Cheng Fei-jun halted the fight. He had the mission today of seeking out the brightest stars, so naturally he could not sit and watch these two duel until dusk. Under his direction, everyone stepped forward to challenge others. The grounds were broad enough that several fierce battles erupted at once. Everyone could naturally tell which bouts carried the most worth. There truly were a few dazzling new stars, yet it was only natural. The desolate north held 9 countries in total, and since Rain Country had geniuses like Zhao Huan and Canyi, why would the other countries not have their own geniuses? This was not even counting Yan Tianzhao, Hu Niu, and Feng Yan. Altogether, 7 people left a deep impression on Ling Han. Aside from Lian Shuju and Hua Gaoyi, there were 3 men and 2 women: Bai Yu Quan, Yu Xinghuo, Zhong Heguang, Qu Shuiyun, and Yuan Lianshan, respectively. Among them, Bai Yu Quan and Yu Shuiyun were the strongest, though they were only at the 9th layer of the Gushing Spring tier. Their battle strength reached 16 stars, making Ling Han feel as if he were seeing the youthful Sword Emperor and Heaven Phoenix Divine Maiden once more. Of course, those two were still far too green and much less freakish than Sword Emperor and Heaven Phoenix Divine Maiden. Moreover, the lower the tier, the easier it was to fight above one's level. If they reached the Flower Blossom tier and still possessed battle strength that surpassed 5 stars, then that would truly be astonishing. In the end, Canyi and Hua Gaoyi sparred. Though Canyi held a slight advantage, if it were a life-and-death struggle, then the final outcome would be hard to say. Sparring was sparring after all, and no one would truly unleash his or her ultimate moves. Haha, everyone, pause for a moment. Drink some tea, eat some sweets, and continue sparring afterwards. Cheng Fei-jun rose once more and temporarily stopped the sparring, then had people bring up desserts and the like. Ling Han gave Juju a signal. Juju immediately stood, a great wicker basket on his back, and began to shout, "Selling ginseng and Ganoderma, selling ginseng and Ganoderma." Pooh, quite a few people burst into laughter at once. This was a martial arts tea gathering, and you were actually yelling to sell wares. Did you think this was a food market? Cheng Fei-jun naturally saw Ling Han on the scene, and Juju sat at the same table as Ling Han, so Cheng Fei-jun subconsciously assumed Ling Han was intentionally having someone stir up trouble. Cheng Fei-jun was furious, his disgust for Ling Han deepening at every turn. "Humph, this is a distinguished martial arts meet. Who dares to make trouble?" Cheng Fei-jun said coldly. "Selling ginseng and Ganoderma, selling ginseng and Ganoderma." Juwuju paid him absolutely no heed, only shouting loudly, "Who is this fellow, daring to not give Master Cheng face in public?" Many people did not recognize Juwuju and immediately began asking around. Hey, this is one of our Rain Country's men called Juwuju. Juwuju? Is he strong?" "He's not strong, but the one he follows is impressive. Ling Han, Masterling." "Masterling? You don't know? Masterling is an Earth-grade alchemist." Quite a few people were instantly dumbfounded. An Earth-grade alchemist in any country was more formidable than any great figure. No wonder Zhu Wuju dared not give Cheng Fei-jun face. He had an Earth-grade alchemist backing him, thus certainly had the capacity to do so. Yet this only stirred everyone's curiosity. The quality of the ginseng and Ganoderma this man was selling should not be poor, right? "Come, let me see." Someone said at once. Juju hurried over with a smile, opened the wicker basket, and handed over a ginseng and a Ganoderma. Such pure medicinal power. Everyone seated here came from great clans or mighty forces, so their judgment was naturally not poor. They ordinarily consumed such tonics as ginseng and Ganoderma. From a single whiff of the medicinal fragrance, they knew these were extremely aged. At least several dozen years old, he judged. Shua, hearing this, many people immediately crowded in. They naturally would not care about ordinary ginseng and Ganoderma, but those aged several dozen years would startle them. It could greatly restore origin chi, something of immense use. No. Someone shook their head at once. This isn't merely 100 years. It has reached the level of hundreds. Certainly. Many more voiced agreement. 100-year-old ginseng, Ganoderma? Everyone immediately revealed expressions of delight, and more people rushed over with the intent to buy some. 10 origin crystals for one. Ju named the price. Normally, if a price was not stated, it meant one origin power crystal by customary convention. 10 origin crystals. This was an exorbitant price, for a spiritual ocean tier cultivator could only condense one origin crystal in a month. Only 10 in a year, too. I'll pay 10. Give me. No, I'll pay 12. It's mine. I'll pay 13. Everyone immediately began to scramble over the goods. These were treasures for nourishing the body and origin. Also, they were excellent for healing hidden injuries, which martial artists suffered almost daily. Not auctioning. Not auctioning. There are many ginseng and Ganoderma. As long as you have origin crystals, you'll have a share. Ju said, his face full of smiles. What the heck? There were many? This was ginseng and Ganoderma, not cabbage. Hey, I want the 100-year ginseng and Ganoderma. Don't you take a 5, 6, or 10-year one to fool me? Someone said at once. How could that be possible? Master Ling's reputation still isn't enough to reassure you. Ju immediately invoked Ling Han, mainly to intimidate them, in case someone tried to seize it by force and waste time stirring trouble. Sure enough, upon hearing the words Master Ling, some who harbored ill intent immediately dismissed such thoughts. That was an Earth-grade alchemist. If he went to their country and expressed displeasure, it was guaranteed the current emperor would erupt in fury at once. Here, everyone, as long as you've paid origin crystals, you may inspect it yourselves. If the age is insufficient, I'll immediately return the payment and gift the ginseng and Ganoderma to you. However, that is on the condition you do so before you leave. Otherwise, some might deliberately swap it to deceive me. I don't truly care, but Master Ling's reputation cannot be tarnished by others. Ju said righteously, intimidating those who still held ill intent. See a small explanation on Battlestar's in TL's thoughts, if you're wondering about Battlestar's inconsistencies. N. I guess they have short years there, or someone stole the calendar from the narrator. Raws indeed say 10, confirmed.